Skills competitions are an excellent way to continue this country's long history of vocational excellence. In November, the UK will send a team to World Skills 2007 in Japan. This programme shows how UK Skills select the most talented young people to compete with the best in the world. As Minister for Skills, I'm pleased to offer my support to UK Skills. This film provides a great example of what our brilliant young people can achieve and be an inspiration to others.
This young man can rebuild a car to a higher specification than when it was made in the first place. And he can build a solid oak cabinet with millimetre precision. This young woman can colour match hair and cut a technically complex style quickly and accurately. 60 competitors, all highly skilled, all under 22 years old. They're trying to win a place in the British team to go to the World Skills Championship in Japan. The UK team for World Skills will be chosen in a competitive selection event in Warwickshire. 60 young people will be whittled down to the 23 who reach the required standard. It's winner takes all.
This competition is different to other competitions. It's not necessarily about a 1, 2 and a 3. It's about the best competitor overall.
Over 3 days of intensive competition, which mirrors the pressures they'll face in Japan, only those who demonstrate skills excellence will win a place. Those who fail will be going home.
Starting to kick in now, like nerves and that, I suppose. But we know this is going to be a carving. A little bit of carving and a little bit of lettering.
One of the stonemasons has a secret weapon in his armoury.
What's the Vaseline for?
It's for my lips, dry lips. Just a stone does scratch the lips off a bit, so.
Sharpening tools and placing equipment just in the right place is essential.
You're getting all your tools exactly where you know where they are. So you're working away and you're just turning around and you know where to pick up your tools. So it's fastest, really.
The soil's prepared for the landscape gardeners. Running it through their fingers gets the adrenaline going.
It's a bit wet, make it difficult to work with.
It's clay, but it's workable. Work with every soil you get, don't you? So work with what you get given. So yeah, it's all right. It's just another plot of soil.
World Skills is held every 2 years. Teams from more than 40 nations compete for gold medals in an event designed to raise standards in vocational skills training. Technical standards are very high, and the young people, all under 22, have to be extremely skilled just to get to the competition. The British team to go to Japan is managed by UK Skills. It promotes competition as a way of developing excellence in vocational skills and learning for work.
You need professional judgment in order to succeed at World Skills, as you would for any of the occupations that we'd give that term profession to. The requirement for planning, self-management, time management, sensible organisation, efficient use of materials, and measurement is there.
After recceing the sites and making sure they've got all their gear together, it's time for the competitors to get a final briefing before the big day.
This is where all the talk stops, all that kind of waffle that everybody's been giving you. Now's the time to perform. If you're serious about going to Japan, the next 3 days is the ones that you have to perform in. And the only person who can really make a difference in the next 3 days is you. And how you make that difference is by being the best you possibly can be.
Time for an early night. The first day of competition. The bricklayers get their hands on the plans. And they're off, working on the first task, which is a setting out project.
There was one or two initial nerves. You could see they were sort of chomping at the bit, ready to waiting, wanting to get on. But once we actually gave them the drawings and they had something they could start sinking the teeth into, I think they parked the nerves and they became very focused all for them, which was very pleasing.
Bruce Robinson's words are ringing in the competitors' ears. It's up to the individual to perform. The range of skills is astonishing. Welders, plumbers, cabinet makers and joiners, painters and decorators, beauty therapists and hairdressers. There are CAD engineers, car repairers and spray painters. Just some of the 22 trades featured in the selection competition. Graham Squire's one of the cooking competitors. He's well used to pressure, working in the kitchens at Claridge's Hotel in London.
All right, gentlemen, we all set?
I've always wanted to be a chef from about 8 years old, so food's interesting. You know, you never get tired of it because there's so many things you still to learn.
Morton Morrell College near Stratford-upon-Avon are hosting the Landscape Gardeners. Here, 2 teams of 2 are going head-to-head. Their task, to build an oriental garden. Keith Chapman and Tim Lancaster make up one of the teams. Tim's self-employed and works in North Yorkshire. Keith's also from Yorkshire, where he works for a small landscaping company. He knows there's no guarantee that they'll be going to Japan together.
Any of us could go there.
Yeah.
It might not be like, yeah, it might not be us two. It might be one of us and one of them, and vice versa. So it's quite nerve-wracking.
Jenny Norman and Donna Leach are good friends. They work together in the same salon. But here they'll be deadly rivals in the hairdressing competition. They'll be cutting and dyeing hair not on a human head, but on a plastic mannequin head block used for practice and for training at college.
You've got someone who brings in a picture in the salon, you tend to modify it to that person. Whereas with the block, it has got to look exactly like it.
Some blocks have a coating on the hair which can affect your colour, and when you put a colour onto it, you don't always know if it's going to come out true to what it's supposed to. So I reckon it is more difficult doing it on a block, although they can't moan or they can't say they don't like it.
The painters and decorators seem calm and focused. Their first task is to paint a logo with extreme accuracy.
Yeah, they're doing fine. They've got settled in nicely. Just getting all the work marked out now. It's nice to see they're all going their own way about it. You know, they're not following each other.
Friendly rivals Mark Nevin and Chris Blake both come from Livingston and reached NVQ level 3 at the same college in Edinburgh. The selection competition tests accuracy and technique, where bends have to be perfect and joints clean as a whistle. Wood has to be cut to the nearest millimetre, no making good with filler here. Stone has to be chiselled precisely as laid down on the plans, and there are marks available for artistry too. World Skills is about achieving excellence, against the clock, so it's also a test of the competitor's endurance. They have to sustain high levels of concentration and physical effort over 3 days. That's 18 hours of intensity. And World Skills will run over 4 days. It's truly a skills Olympics.
The links to the sports world go a long way to explain what the whole World Skills competitions are about. The only difference really is that they've got to concentrate for a lot longer. The competition's over 3 days. The level of accuracy and the level of focus, the level of attention that they've got to pay to all the way through is massive.
As the first day's competition draws to a close, the landscape gardeners are level pegging. The decking's underway and stone's being cut for the Japanese lantern they have to build. Chris Dawes and Daniel Seaman were national champions in 2006. And Tim Lancaster and Keith Chapman won the title in 2005, so competition is fierce. The bricklayers are on schedule. They've started the second task, involving decorative bonding and a complicated corbel. Everybody's pretty tired.
If you make a mistake, the worst thing you can do is panic about it and worry. What you need to do is to work out what went wrong and what you need to do to put it right. remember your marking criteria. If it's worth 2 points or 1 point, what's the point of getting stressed about it and spending an hour worrying?
A bit of a group chat.
So, plenty to think about. Day 2, and at the landscape gardening venue there's been a bit of a rumpus. One of the teams has withdrawn from the competition. Chris Dawes and Daniel Seaman from Merist Wood College in Guildford have downed tools. They weren't happy with the amount of materials provided, the judging or the specification for the garden.
We have marked and measured the work that was carried out to the point where the competitors withdrew. That has been recorded and witnessed and put on file just to make it absolutely fair.
This development means that Tim Lancaster and Keith Chapman have to work on alone. But they won't go to Japan unless their work's good enough to meet WorldSkills standard, so the pressure's still on. The other competitors have to keep up the pace too. Day 2 is when they must press on, keeping the quality and the speed of their work as high as possible. On the afternoon of Day 2, the hairdressers module is to recreate a complex cut and colour from a photograph they've never seen before. It's just like a customer coming into the salon with a magazine cutting.
Right, off you go, girls. Good luck.
Donna Leach is 21 and has trained up to NVQ level 3. Her rival is Jenny Norman, who's 19. She's also trained to level 3 but is less experienced. The cooks are up and running too. 21-year-old Graham Squire works in Claridge's in London as a chef de partie. Sophie Wright's 20 and has passed a 3-year chef diploma with distinction. And Adam Smith is just 19 and works in the Ritz Hotel in London. Their task is to create a dish of their own choosing, but they must use specified ingredients: guinea fowl, mushrooms and duck liver.
Graham's been very busy on this. He's got lots and lots of pans going, lots and lots of action. He's got some stocks here that are going from they were on very, very quickly to get lots and lots of flavour in there. We've only got 2.5 hours, so he's got to get as much flavour into this as possible in a short period of time. Well, as you can see, Adam, he's going slower, probably slightly more methodical. He's making a very intricate mousse here with some different vegetables to give a mosaic effect. Very interesting to see the different styles sort of next door to each other. Sophie's, she's got a lot of flavours going on here. She's roasted her bones. It's good use. We're looking for making sure they're using everything. Get it into your stock, and it just enhances the flavour of your sauces. One of the other competitors threw their bones in the bin, obviously lose marks, so that's a good point to that. It seems to be going well for all of them at the moment.
Jenny and Donna had to mix hair colouring to match the photographs.
This is the only competition where they won't bring their own colours with them because they will not know what's thrown at them at the dough. So it really is a commercial test as what would happen in a salon in normal everyday life.
They cut twice, before and after the application of the colour. A razor cut requires extreme care. One slip and the damage could be horrible.
Probably it was frightening that they'd actually cut one of the long pieces off, because once it's like anything, once it's off, you can't put it back on again. And this is being marked on replication, so they will lose marks if a bit of hair is not there that should be there.
The cooks are being scrutinised.
OK, competitors, you're halfway through. You've got 1 hour and 15 minutes remaining.
And the judges' eyes are everywhere. Kitchen practice is assessed. Any bad habits picked up will be penalised.
We've got very strict guidelines about health and safety and hygiene. One of the really bad things is to put a tea towel over your shoulder. Now that is what we don't want to see, but with stuff falling in your hair onto your shoulders, onto your tea towel, cross-contamination is a big concern, because there's, you really can't afford to lose marks by silly things like that. The judges spend a lot of time rummaging through the bins just to see what is being thrown away. A lot of flavour could be made from these bones just being thrown away. stick of celery. Again, that could go into a stock. So there's actually not too much in there. I've seen a lot worse, but we learn a lot from looking into the bins.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Well done. Let's have a quick reflection. How did you find that?
It wasn't too bad. It's just when you cut it, first of all, it's hard trying to picture where the colour and that's going to go, where the long bit's going to go, everything when it's all blonde.
Right, Jenny, look at your picture. Can you see anything that you haven't done in your picture?
It's not long enough.
Where?
There.
Okay, that's 7 minutes, guys.
Well, we're looking for the culinary skills that are shown today in the kitchen. We're looking for their methods of work, their hygiene, their cleanliness, the innovation they show with their cooking, and the finished product obviously on the plate, the balance of colours, textures, strong flavours, and effective portion sizes also, and the way they use the produce that they've been given.
The cooks have started service. Graham and Adam's food is being tasted and marked. But Sophie Wright's still cooking. She's misread the clock. Her guinea fowl isn't cooked through. Finally, Sophie's ready to present, well behind Graham and Adam.
She was about 5 minutes over time, so she will lose some marks for that.
It's all right until the end. I forgot we started 7 minutes early, so I was looking at the time. I didn't put my guinea fowl in time for the cook, so that's why it looks like that. Never mind. It's one of those things. Just didn't go well today. That's all. Never mind.
It's quite old school, it's a bit old-fashioned sort of thing, but it does show a lot of skills. That's why I chose to do something like that. And yeah, it looks good. It's effective.
Simple but flavoursome, there's a lot more technical skills I could have used in there, more Ballantines, mousses and things, but I've gone simple but tasty, But there's a few things that could have gone better.
Across the 9 locations in Warwickshire, competitors are in the zone, fully focused on the task in hand. 60 young people with Japan and WorldSkills 2007 in their sights. Robert Rousseau is joined by industry expert Christine Hillier-Smith to judge the hairdressing. The 2 blocks are compared from the front, the back and the 2 sides, with marks for colour, cut and finish.
I would say that reflects the cut from the back, that one doesn't.
But the length is better. The overall
you've got this here and you've got that kick out bit there.
Sorry to disagree, but I think in my mind the colour's actually better on this one than it is on that.
Better but not right. Because we haven't given the cut mark to that, I don't think you can give the finish mark to it because it hasn't been finished like the photo. There is what we'd call this kick-out bit, this throwaway bit here, which, as you can see, Donna has got, but it's not there. It's gone, it's on the floor. it's not there.
The judging of the cooking involves allocating more than 50% of the marks for the judges' subjective views on the final taste and presentation of the food.
Quality of the food produced, Adam?
It ate very soft to me, mushy.
Yeah.
There was no bite to anything on his apart from the beetroot, which was raw.
Within the terrine you could see the 2 pieces of guinea fowl, but I didn't feel that it used the guinea fowl quite as well as Graham had. But it was very, very clever, very striking, wasn't it?
It was very striking.
Sophie?
Sophie, I put acceptable food produced, a little cumbersome on the plate, it was a large portion, and for me the presentation and the style needed refining.
Graham?
I thought good quality shown, innovative. The guy was obviously really switched on for this dish.
It was a Michelin dish.
Definitely.
It was.
Looking at the world's still standards, probably one of the best dishes I've seen.
It was good, very good.
The ranking of the cook's guinea fowl task was Graham first, closely followed by Adam, with Sophie in 3rd place. And Donna won the hairdressing task by a clear 10 points to 3. Day 3, the final day of competition.
Right, OK, chaps, we can start.
As the bricklayers are teed off, all the other competitors know that today is the last chance to get things right, to get the marks that will see off their rivals and reach the standard that will get them to world skills. The CAD engineers are looking pretty exposed today. They've been moved to the foyer.
Today we thought that we'd add a bit of pressure by bringing them down into the reception area so we can give them a bit more of a lively atmosphere, a bit of disruption, a bit of noise, so they will understand a little bit more what the competition will be like over in Japan in November.
Simon Noble's the auto body repair competitor. He's working on his own, competing against the WorldSkills specification. He's exceptionally skilled for his age, but he needs to be. He's got a hard act to follow. The UK won the gold medal in this category at the last WorldSkills.
We're working to 1mm tolerances in this competition, and generally on a vehicle like this Toyota, you're working to 2mm, so we're working with it well inside the manufacturer's tolerances.
The landscape gardeners are nearly finished. Since their rivals decided to quit, they've had to pace themselves.
It was easier on the first day when the other two were here, and now that they're not here, it's a nightmare trying to compete, well, work fast, but you tend to just step back and think, oh no, you don't need to. Another maybe 4 hours we could finish the garden off completely, but we've only got 2, so we're going to do as much as we can to get as many points.
"5 o'clock and it's all over.
I didn't think I was going to get it finished, but I did. Right at the last minute, so that's all right. I feel a bit better.
Absolutely exhausted, just completely drained. Looking forward to tonight. Just glad it's over.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it, but it didn't go as well as I probably wanted it to. Could have gone a bit better.
I'm just knackered.
Worked like mad today and got it all finished. Could have done with about an extra half an hour.
Probably do a bit of a celebration tonight. Just go out, relax, and then wait for tomorrow.
The evening of day 3 means the start of a late one for the judges in many of the skill categories. The work pieces are finished and the complex assessments can begin.
The profiles, they've got to be accurate, they've got to be made so it fits up with the next stone, and even if it's just more than a millimetre out, it's likely to cause all sorts of problems when the stone goes into the building for the fixer.
I don't know what's gone wrong with this one. This can't get full marks, goodness sake. This competitor has got so far, he's assembled all his frames together, but has missed out the whole shaped tread. So he's lost some significant marks because of that, because the bottom line is, to maximise the marks, you have to finish the component.
The cabinet-making judge uses his fingertips to check for a perfect finish.
The reason being, it's any little jumps, blips, your sense of feel is very, very sensitive, as well as your eyes. Oh, you've learnt something today.
Things like this take about a minute, 2 minutes to actually do with a wire brush. Can actually lose your marks, and in this case, this lot spent 6.5 marks by not cleaning his joint.
Marking monochromatic graduated stripes is quite a challenge.
A good way to look at it is if you look at it straight on and unfocus your eye. Is it too heavy on one side or too dark on one side, falling that way, and it doesn't get a graduated flow through it? It's easier to see once you unfocus your eye and look at it.
The marking took place long into the night, and now it's the following morning. The competitors arrive to wait for the verdicts, so who'll be going to Japan?
Decision time.
Barry Rowe leads the UK Skills Moderation Panel scrutinising the building trades.
Numerically, he's the highest, but when you come to mark the stuff, it's all right.
John, sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
What is your recommendation?
Ben, yeah.
Competitions Director Jenny Shackleton oversees the other skills categories.
OK, general view of him.
General view, I'd say he's probably the best competitor I've seen.
in my experience of world skills so far.
No good. That's quite a commendation, isn't it?
As soon as he started putting under pressure, it went to pieces.
It wasn't good.
At last, it's time to tell the competitors who's going and who's staying home. Will it be hairdresser Donna Leach or her pal Jenny Norman?
We would like to take you, Donna, to Japan 2007. So well done.
In the painting and decorating, it was neck and neck between Mark Nevin and Chris Blake.
To be an extremely difficult, this one, but we've got to make decisions. And the decision is, congratulations to Chris.
It's all very emotional for the competitors, for victors and runners-up alike. Of the cooks, will Graham's guinea fowl be on the money, or would Sophie's late plate be her undoing?
Sophie, it's no, because you're not ready. Graham, we would like to take you in 2007.
Was the garden good enough for Keith and Tim to go?
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
You will be going to Japan.
Yes.
Well done, lads. Okay, well done. I knew that, I could see it.
Over the moon, of course you are, but...
It's just disappointing for everyone else, isn't it? When you've been with people all week and then half of them's got to go home.
I have my little cry, but I'm alright now. The best man won, though, I think. Definitely well deserved.
I don't think it's really it as yet.
Sort of like shivering down the spine all the time. It's brilliant.
The packing's done and it's back on the bus. 23 have been selected by UK Skills to go to Japan. For these talented young people, it's been an unforgettable week.
Absolutely amazing, yeah. I can't believe I got through. So,
any sympathy for Mark?
Oh, look. I saw emotions that run through here, so it's really hard.
Ahead of the winners, 8 months intensive training before Japan. For the rest, it's the end of a dream and the start of a long journey home.